Okay, Brandon, I hear you know a joke.
Once upon a time, there was this guy who came from Korea and he only knew 3 words of English. Sometimes yes, sometimes yes, sometimes no. And if you don't, somebody else will, and $1.50. So he opened up a shop and this lady came through and said, "How much are those pineapples?" Then he said, $1.50. She said, "Are they ripe?" Then he said, "Sometimes yes, sometimes no." Then she said, "Well, I'm not going to buy them then." Then he said, "If you don't, somebody else will." And then she said, "All right." And then she brought them. And then a guy came through and he wanted to buy an apple and he said, "How much is it?" Then he says, $1.50. Then he says, "Are they rotten?" Then he goes, "Sometimes yes, sometimes no." Then he goes, "Then I might not buy them." Then he goes, "If you don't, somebody else will." So he buys it, and then a robber comes through the shop and says, "Are you smart enough to dodge my bullet?" Then he said, "Sometimes yes, sometimes no." Then he said, "How much money do you have?" Then he said, $1.50. Then he said, "Then I might not shoot you." Then he said, "If you don't, somebody else will." So he shot him.